What's up guys, Eric from B-Sonic. Today I want to introduce you to a new product and new chassis as well. It's kind of the BMW family. So this exact car here is a 2014 BMW 3 Series, and we're going to be changing out the factory screen to a larger one and also add CarPlay while doing so. And this is just a direct swap of your factory screen, no coding required, all plug and play and very easy to install. Just to give you guys a heads up, this car already has an aftermarket screen on here. Originally, it was a very small screen. And we're gonna take this aftermarket screen, we're gonna change it to a better one. And this car also did not come with factory backup camera. So we added an aftermarket backup camera that's already installed to the aftermarket system. And it should integrate with our new screen system as well. All right, well, let's stop the talking. Let's go inside the car and get this installed. All right, guys, now that we're in the vehicle, let's first remove the factory screen. This one's actually aftermarket, but the process is going to be exactly the same. We basically need to remove all the panels in the center here, and then we can easily remove it. So let's start off by removing this center piece here. You can use a panel removal tool to assist you with removing this, or you can make sure the panel removal tool you're using is plastic. Okay, or you can just grab a hold of this very tightly and just pull it towards you. Okay, I'm gonna work your way to the side here. All right, so once we're out here, let's remove these connectors. So just grab a hold of it and just pull on the connector, not on the wires. Okay, there we go. And when you put this back in, make sure it goes in this way. It gets kind of confusing because it looks kind of weird. So let's put it in like so. Put this aside. All right, and then let's remove this panel under here. Let's close this. And then you can either place a panel removal tool, or you could just place your finger under there and just pull it. Okay. All right, so this will expose some of these torque screws. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, and you got 2 under the screen. So let's grab the matching screw and remove them. All right, grab your T20. All right, once those are removed, let's go ahead and pull this out. Let's disconnect this. All right, and that reveals 2 more torque screws. All right, and before we remove that, grab a thick towel to protect your interior because there are sharp edges in here. All right, and we'll leave it out like so. And let's go to the screen here and let's just pull it up. And here we go. I'm going to disconnect all the connectors behind this screen to remove everything. And just to let you know, for your factory screen, it's going to be different than this, of course. But just go ahead and just remove all the different connectors. And let me just remove every single part of this kit. So this is the part that you probably don't have to deal with because you're gonna have a factory screen. But because I do have an aftermarket screen, let me just remove everything on here that I don't need. All right, I'm gonna reuse my aftermarket backup camera. So let me disconnect my backup camera connection here. This is my backup camera power. Let me disconnect this because we're gonna put in a new harness from our new kit. Okay. Okay, this is my backup camera that's routed to the back of the car, of course. And here's the rest of the kit, the old kit that we're removing. Let me go here and remove our harness from our old kit as well. So to remove this connector here, even from the factory spec, just push down on this to unlock and then it'll come out. Okay, like so. All right, and then this one has a auxiliary 3.5 millimeter jack that's going all the way here to the armrest. All right, we just keep that disconnected here, and let me disconnect the factory connector from this plug and play harness. Like so. Okay, and if you can tell here, we had to do a little modification on this connector. We pulled these 2 pins out from the factory connector down here. So this is the aftermarket harness. We put these 2 fiber optic cables in. We're gonna remove it. We're gonna move it over to the new harness. So here is our new kit. All right, here it is. It's the black trim, but it looks pretty similar. Let me just leave it back here for now. And we have our harness set here. All right, here's the main harness. And let me move this fiber optics cable. So it's the one on the outside corner. There's a little release tab here. Just push down and it'll come right out. Okay, so this release tab, make sure you're pushing it out outside. I was pulling it the wrong way actually. So move it towards the outside edge. So grab this. That'll be on the outside edge. Right here. Okay, this is a very important step or else you are not going to get audio. And then let's reconnect the female side from our new harness kit. Just push it in and then lock it. There we go. And then let's do the same for this side. And then we'll lock it in. Like that. Terrific. All right, and here's the rest of our kit. So we have all these left. This will connect to the screen and I'll route it all the way up there. And then this piece here will route down there to the driver's side. These 2 USB, if you want to plug it, use wire CarPlay or use some media, then we'll do that. And it also has some RCA for the different inputs. We'll use the reverse cam right here. Okay, and then we also have this auxiliary harness over here. To make it very easy to route, I'm gonna just tape these 2 together here and then pull on the wires. So that's easy. If it's your first time routing it, it goes down here and it'll come down to the passenger side and then just pull it all the way back and it'll end up right here. Okay. All right, so let me go ahead and take this time to route these wires. And let's also route this USB cable. Okay, I was able to catch it with my right hand. I'm just gonna pull it all the way up. Okay, we'll leave it out here. Okay, and let's route our auxiliary cable. Since I already have an existing cable that's routed, I'm just gonna tape it and just pull on it. But for you guys that's routing it for the first time, note that it's gonna go down here and then go all the way to the side and then under the glove box. There's openings, so you do not have to drill any holes to get there. All right, there it is. Sweet. All right, here we go. You can just go ahead and just plug it in here. And I'm sure you guys have a cover here to keep this flat. So go ahead and put that cover back on. All right. Okay, let me continue on with the install. Let's connect the backup camera. So this is the RCA cable that's coming directly from the backup camera. All you have to do is connect this to rear cam in, like so. And then this camera has the ability to feed power from here. So we're going to feed this power by connecting it to our reverse camera 12 volt right here. Okay, so I added these connectors here. You're probably not gonna have these connectors. Basically, you could just connect them, solder them together, or you could use some other wire connectors that you may have. Okay, terrific. And we'll insulate this with some electric tape as well. And if you like, you can also tidy up the other wires as well. Let me put everything back on the bottom side. Okay, and before you test, make sure everything is reconnected, like how you see over here. because you may get some error messages if you don't. All right, and then before we put this screen in, let's go ahead and mount this cover for the back side here. Gotta do it while the screen is out. We actually tried it with the screen in and it wouldn't fit. All right, just clip it in. So then you can do the final push in here. All right, now all we have to do is screw those in, put this on, and that will complete the install. But before we do all that, let me just make sure everything works. All right, we tested everything. Everything is working as it should. So let me finalize the install and we'll do a full demonstration right after that. All right. It's on there pretty good. Just tuck in these wires. Make sure to not have any wires in front of the vent. All right, so this is the weird one here. Make sure it's facing up and then just push it in. All right, first time I did this, it took me some time to figure out how to put it back in because it was a little odd. Then squeeze everything back in. It's all being held by clips. All right, guys, that is it. Well, actually, one last step. The most satisfying step of all. You remove this protective film. There's actually 2 layers on here. Okay, make sure you grab the bottom one. There you go. All right, guys, for this demo, let me go ahead and turn on the engine. All right, here we go. So right when our phone connects to the device, it will automatically switch over to this CarPlay screen that you see here. So let me show you how all this is working. So on the factory screen, all the font, everything's gonna look bigger just because you have a bigger screen now. Okay, so depending on your 3 series you have, you might experience something a little bit different. This car here doesn't come with factory equipped Bluetooth audio. So for that reason, all the audio is going to be routed through the auxiliary. So let me show you the different settings that we had to change for this car. So first of all, just make sure your phone is connected to the CarPlay wirelessly. You could go through the Bluetooth menu or you could go through the CarPlay menu on your phone. Settings, general CarPlay, and then go ahead and connect to this device. So in order to see the CarPlay interface, you could either just touch the screen or you can push and hold the menu button. So whatever you like, pressing it here. This is how the interface looks. If you ever want to go back to the factory screen, press and hold the, or just press that, okay? So you're gonna make sure the audio source is in auxiliary, so let's press audio. Okay, press audio again, and there it is. Here is, we are in auxiliary, press the screen, so it's here. And because our phone is already connected to the CarPlay wirelessly, press CarPlay. And all the swipe action, all that stuff works. Everything works as usual. All right, and let me turn on some music here. Okay, there's our audio. Okay, you wanna do Siri, press and hold here. What's the weather?
It's currently clear at 91 degrees.
That is our Siri. You can also use your turn-by-turn directions.
Where do you want to go?
Disneyland.
Getting directions to Disneyland Park.
And let me do a little phone demonstration. Phone coming from myself. Press this button here. Takes the phone call. Can speak normally. Press it again, which will hang up the phone. There it is, and it'll go back to playing your audio. All right. And this car didn't originally come with a backup camera because it has that really small screen, but now it does. You put the car into reverse gear. Here is the backup camera, and it also has these guidelines that will move as you turn your steering wheel, which is a very cool feature to have. And if you have the proximity sensors, this will also show your proximity sensors as well. All right, so let me now show you how the Android Auto works. So let me first disconnect my phone from here. I'll delete it from here. And then go to Bluetooth. All right, so if you want to switch this over to Android Auto, just go ahead and turn off the Bluetooth and Wi-Fi from my phone. Settings. Don't do it from the shortcut because it won't turn it off all the way. I'll turn it off here. All right. And then let's grab our Samsung phone. All right. And then let's go to our Bluetooth setting, details. And it should show up on the bottom. Let's give it a few seconds. There it is. Okay, one pair. All right, there it is.
Today, to head the CDC
There's
established lash out at vaccine
There's our
messaging.
little audio here. What's the weather today?
Today in Fullerton, it'll be sunny with a
All right, and then let's also not forget to connect your phone to the car's Bluetooth. All right, so we'll go to telephone, add a new phone. So your phone is going to be connected to two Bluetooth devices, the car's Bluetooth and also our device Bluetooth. There it is. It's connected. Okay, let's go back to our Android Auto screen. All right. Make sure the audio's working.
White House says the president has the authority.
Hello, 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 hello. There it is. It's working. You're gonna hang up, press this again. There it is. All right, guys, well, that concludes our installation demonstration of our screen replacement kit for this BMW 3 Series. If you have any questions, leave a comment below, or you can email us at info@bsonicusa.com. And if you're ready to purchase, visit us at bsonicusa.com and we'll ship it right out to your door. Thank you very much, and I'll see you guys on the next video.
Look, I don't take no loss, it's simple. Long stand up, guy want 10 tall. Looking in the mirror, who better than me?